Well, good evening, YouTube, and welcome to another episode of the Albino Rhino Beer Review. Boris sleeping on a chair, Helga's sleeping on the couch. She's actually awake now, looking at a window, getting ready to bark. I can tell she's about to bark. Oh. Is it going to happen again? When did I put a new battery in that clock? It's just so quiet, I can hear the clock ticking, and I know the battery was dead like months ago, and I don't remember putting it. It must have been while I was medicated. Anyway, today we're drinking a beer from Lake of Bays. This is from the Lake of Bays Brewing Company. This is the Nightwatcher Oatmeal Stout. I actually love the artwork on this. I don't know if the camera's going to pick it up from over here, and I don't have a cameraman to zoom in. And I would stand up, but I'm wearing burgundy boxers, and I'm just not going to stand up in those. Anyway, yeah, so there's like a campfire, there's an owl, there's some nice scenery back there. It's a really dark looking can. This is an oatmeal stout at 4.4% alcohol by volume, and I'm actually excited to get into this. I'm really excited to get into this. I'm actually excited to get into a lot of Lake of Bays beers lately, and I'm laughing about that because, I mean, to me, that's kind of funny. And I say that's kind of funny, not because I'm trying to be rude. And I mean, I'm not going to say I'm never rude to a brewery. I have been rude to breweries in the past, to some of them. Usually once they're rude to me, I'm rude right back. But I'm not saying that to be rude. I'm saying that because Lake of Bays has made a lot of beers for me that were meh to things I didn't like. And I mean, there was never really faults in their beers. There were just things I didn't like or didn't find all that appealing. And as of late, they've put out a lot of things I've really enjoyed. So when I saw this on the LCBO website, I had to order it. I'm actually extremely excited to try it. I wish I could get all the stuff they make, but alas, I can't. Best served at 1 to 8 degrees Celsius. Well, no, sorry, 6 to 8. I'm blind, first off, so sorry about that. Second off, I'm going to guess it's 14 to 16 down here. It was sitting on the floor, so maybe if it's 14 down here and it was on the floor, it's probably 13-ish. What do we have here? Oh yeah, my glass is broken, so let's just move it over here and hope it doesn't fall. All natural, partially filtered, 25 IBU. How do you partially filter it? You either filtered it or you didn't filter it, unless you're saying you only used like one canister or only a couple plates or I'm just being an idiot. I know how you only partially filter before somebody gets down there. How do you don't know what I'm being an asshole, okay? I'm being an asshole. Anyway, malts. 2-row pale, roasted barley, chocolate malts, and caramel malts. Hops, Magnum, and Hallertau. Ooh, I wouldn't have thought Hallertau would be in here. That's an intriguing one. Magnum, you know, normal hop for a stout, normal. I've prattled on for too long. I do apologize for that. I normally don't prattle this long. I mean, solo reviews are hard for me because I don't have somebody continuously poo. That is a beautiful ruby red. That is a beautiful ruby red. I mean, down here it looks dark. It looks black like a stout should be. It has the 2 fingers of mocha head. But when you put it up to the light, it is a beautiful, beautiful ruby red. Scent. Very roasty. A little bit of chocolate, very roasty, a little sweetness. Almost like a molasses type of sweetness. Oh, it smells good. Out of the can? Out of the can, it's mostly just roastiness I'm getting. It's fairly lackluster out of the can. Usually out of the can or a bottle, I get a little, like for my own sense of smell, I usually get a little bit more smell out of the can or bottle. In this case, I'm getting it out of the glass more so than the can. Let's try it. Cheers. I'm trying not to cut myself on this broken glass. Whichever one of you fuckers broke my glass, I'm angry about. I need more of this. I need more of this now. Um, Beautiful beer. Beautiful beer. It's 4.4% alcohol, so you could drink a bunch of cans of it. Even if you're only drinking 1 or 2 cans of it, you're not going to feel it because it's 4.4, and we're accustomed now to 6 and up most of the time. I mean, look at the average craft beer. The average craft beer is between 6 and 10%. So a 4.4, very light beer, and even if you're drinking macro, you're drinking usually 5. So I mean, lighter beer, you could drink a couple of them. Beautiful, beautiful roastiness from forefront to end. Just roasty all the way through. Medium bodied, medium mouthfeel. The oatmeal just makes it feel silkier, makes it feel fuller but silkier and smoother. And really, all I'm really tasting is that roastiness from the malts, and then the slight earthy, roasty Magnum taste at the end, just mixing with the roastiness from the hops. I really, really enjoy this. It's one of those stouts that reminds me full on of just a good, and I know it's not really, if it's calling itself an oatmeal stout, it's not really trying to be that, but it still can be. I mean, it reminds me of a good dry Irish stout because it's dry, it's roasty. It's to take a good word from my good buddy Matt from Massive Beer Reviews. This is stouty. It's very stouty. I like it. I'm trying not to let my beer fall over. I have my fingers down here holding the bottom of the glass. Very stouty beer. I like this stouty beer. I really do. This is a good beer. Now, I don't normally do this for... I have done it for things like Knowledge is Porter and Stranger Than Fiction and a few other porters that were just exemplary examples of the style. For me, this is an exemplary example of just an Irish stout / oatmeal stout. I mean, I know they're slightly different things, but I mean they're there. I mean, if you handed this to me and told me it was a dry Irish stout, I'd probably give it almost full marks. So I'm going to give this a 9.25 out of 10. I love this beer. I really do. I would drink cases of this if I could afford it. Now that I have no money because all my money goes to child support and paying all the bills at the house and feeding my dogs, that's the reason I'm losing weight, because I'm not eating. No, it's because I'm exercising again. But in all honesty, this is a great beer, and I would buy this stuff by the flat load, and it's really good, and I'm excited about it. This should be a mainstay. This should be a year-round release. It shouldn't just be a seasonal. You should have this all the time, because this is probably the best beer I've had come out of you guys, and it's the simplest beer I've had that's come out of you guys, and I love it. Bye, guys.